Alright. CIS-125, 10/26, 16. We are actually starting week 9. And we go to 16. So we're just over halfway. Today we reviewed assignment 1. I see if there are any questions. I have gone through and checked that work. We talked about all the information should be at the beginning. You can get that in the syllabus, your name and so forth. We talked about all the IPO stuff. Any analysis that you do, you know, any of that work to figure out what the process is and so forth. Input output process. So that's with the analysis. And then after that, which is really probably, I'll call it step 2.5, you have your design, you have a legend, pseudocode, flowchart, walkthrough, peer review. And then code it. Python 3, to have the interpreter. Run and test it, make sure your code's peer checked, and then you copy it to your group directory so your group can do a peer check. Give the location of the file and make sure all of this material, then you would resubmit your design with the final work. I mentioned a couple things, you know, when you're doing a legend, make sure that's clear. If you're using just letters in your programs, then you have to have your legend also has to be in with your code. You have to document that and so forth. We talked about case structures today, and we did an example of case structure. We did it with bash scripting. You have the opcode, you make a decision, and that decision jumps to one of these particular things. It's like nested ifs. You make an if, you look at make this if, you could put another if in here, and you could have nested ifs. Python, this is what you'd have to do in Python. It doesn't have a case structure built directly in. We looked at assignment 3. Okay. Make sure you copy that into your group directory. Your group can review that. I reviewed some things like make sure when you do an if and you do this work or this work, and that it always comes back together. And when you're putting this in your design on your sheet and so forth, make sure this is clear. You know, try not to split up an if statement if you can in your flow charting. So then we said assignment 3 should fit right into assignment 7. You can take your work from assignment 7, make a draft, make some corrections, or edit it a little bit in terms of how you want to do it, and add iteration. So the key would be adding the new code to the diagram. You really don't have to redo much of the work, but got to have assignment 3 working first. I'm going to start checking as we go along. We've got assignment 1 checked, 2 checked. I'm going to do 3 and 4 probably this week, and then 5 and 6. So you want to make sure that you're looking when I check these, that you go back and check and see what my comments were, so you can make adjustments on assignments down the road. And we finished up when we're talking about Python. We got talking about high-level languages, low-level languages, something the computer can interpret and execute, something humans understand. And we still have some people that aren't clear on this. When you write instructions, when you write in Python, program instructions, the code, we talked a little bit about what a compiler does. It takes this syntax, it looks at commands like print, and converts it into something the machine understands. Executable, something that would be executable. Now, some people are confused. When you link, you're going to pull other code in. For example, later on we're going to have an assignment that has you figure out, are you getting paid by commission, you get paid by hourly, so forth and so forth. You should be able to take assignment 7 and bring it right into your program. You should be able to link it in almost identical to the way it functions, almost. So then here, when you use the command like import math, that's what this linking does. So Python, we're using an interpreter, so that interpreter, instead of a compiler, the interpreter looks at the instructions, makes sure the syntax is right, it'll tell you if there's a syntax error, then it takes them and it does this work and gives you a temporary executable to run, but you don't save the executable. It's not compiled forever. And that works best for learning how to program, because you're going to be changing this up here a lot. One last comment. The interpreter or the compiler, they're both software that convert the syntax into something the machine can do. They need to do that for a specific iOS, or OS, not iOS, for a specific operating system. Okay? Some people still don't have that connection. Well, that's it for today. We are going to, on Monday, we're going to talk about lists and arrays. I'm going to talk about those in class on Monday. So you really need to have your work, your assignments caught up. We're going to do number 8 together in class, and then you'll start on number 9. So you need to have, actually it'd be 3 through 7, and you want 3 done by Friday, so I can start looking at that one. And that's it. Oh, by the way, you could look up lists and arrays in a bite of Python to prepare for Monday. Alright, that's it.